Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of my scicraft recreation world, kind of. And today I have a bit of better of a camera so that I can record in at least, 60 frames a second at least. And so yeah, I wanted to show off a farm that I've been working on for the past couple days. It took me a long time I researched this design, and I thought it wasn't going to work because it was actually quite a poor design, and this is that design. So you can see here, if I grab a spider egg, my bad. If I grab a spider egg here, we can see how this farm works. So let's say a spider spawns, right there. He will get pushed off immediately, and if he spawns right there, boom, same thing. Push right there, boom, same thing. Push right here, boom, same thing. And we repeat that design a bunch. Now, I originally didn't think this was going to work because in scicraft they used it for their string farm, and it was in 1.8. And I'm in 1.12, but I went through a couple other older videos, not really older, but and they said this design still worked in 1.12, and so here it is, kind of scaled up a little bit bigger. So this is the exact design we're using. So whenever they spawn, he'll get pushed off immediately and die on the floor. The design for the spider farm in the last episode we were using was this thing, and it works well, but the downside of it is that you can't stack it. And it involves tripwire hooks, and it's laggy, and it involves tons of piston movement and redstone blocks and transparency and whatnot. And this design is just way simpler, and you just patch it together with some world edit and it's done. So I guess we can go there now. So I guess to go there we'll just go through the nether because that's the fastest way. It is quite a long tunnel, but I kind of wanted to show off the tunnel because I just designed it today. We finished up this farm about 20 minutes ago, and it should be relatively cool. So there's some portal caching lag. Oh yeah, okay. So we're here in another hub. There's some ghasts, just ignore him. And here is the new spider tunnel. So this took about an hour today. I just designed up really quick tunnel, and so we just fly there real quick. I haven't actually checked if this portal still works, so hopefully it does. And here we are. Okay. All right, so this is the nether portal side of this whole thing. So we just pop in here. And here's our little just entrance room. So this is actually the biggest perimeter we have in this world, and it is just void and about 100 blocks tall of just emerald blocks. And so it's just our very small portal room that we kind of just kept in here for some style, because this is where the portal linked up and not to the one that's somewhere up there. So yeah, here it is. It's pretty large. This is the biggest farm, maybe, probably. So you can see the spider farm in here. We have to have 3 blocks in between, which is the only design, or the only flaw where it gets its inefficiency. But it's the same exact design, same exact spawning spaces, same exact concept, except it's just towered up a couple times, about 10 I think, maybe 8. And we have it towered over a couple times, and we have minecart collection systems. And yeah, so this design works with spider jockeys. So let's say a spider jockey spawns somewhere in here. Nothing will happen to him. He will just spawn in, get kicked off, and fall down here and die. And yeah, he will die from the impact of the spider too, and if he doesn't, we have magma blocks here to catch it. So we have your standard item collection system here, just the dropper and design, and we have all of the string. We can just show just a little bit how efficient it is. You can see I'm getting quite a lot of string from just standing here. Oh yeah, tons of string. And so we have a little item elevator that is consisting of a piston and a glass block. that gets pushed up ever so often on a clock and up into a chest that aligns the items and then pushes it straight up into an item elevator, out and into a series of chests. But one cool thing is I added a shulker box loader here so we can, say for example, we're going somewhere. Oh, sorry, my voice is not liking me today. Say for example, we're going somewhere and you go, oh, well, we want just like a shulker box or two of string, and this is what that's going to be used for. And apparently it's not all spawn proofed. I thought furnaces were spawn proof, but I guess not. And yep, so all the items get shifted over here. I wrote this up, these aren't those, but we already have 2 full shulker boxes of string, so that's pretty nice. We have here the rail on and off, so these are for the rails, and this is for the timer refresher. So if that timer happens to go out or burn out or something happens to it, you can press that button, revive it, and it should, I believe it's all in one chunk, so it shouldn't, it's all in one chunk, so it shouldn't really matter. But if you happen to need so, and go for it. So I'm just gonna show off the rates of this chest. It's been running for about 2 or 3 hours now, and I'll just show what we've gotten. It's really crazy. And yeah, it's basically a big triangle. So I know you're all urging to hear it. This farm, the rates of this farm is 180,000 string in 1 hour. 80,000 an hour. 180,000, my bad. So this is pretty damn good for a mob farm, if I do say so myself. We do have sorters for the bones that we get from the spider jockeys, as well as the arrows, which we do get quite a few of. And up here you can see we just have a little cactus here that seems to have grown. We don't want that. So it grows up, or it just stands there, so whenever items don't fit in, they'll just go right into the cactus. We have a chest aligning the items, 2 hoppers here that are just going into item sorters and sorting all the items. Mostly string, but there's also, as I mentioned, bones and whatnot. So here you see we have shulker box storage, so we can fit all the shulker boxes we need. And yeah, so if you want to know how to build this farm, it only works, I think, until 1.12 or 1.13. It's when they changed that. Actually, it might still work in 1.16. I'm not too sure about that. Don't take my word on it. This may not work. Don't try this. It probably won't work. You can see spiders spawning, and they just immediately, they're just getting kicked off immediately. So in the techno bits, this farm is good because we can maximize the spawning spaces in the distance the player can spawn mobs, and it gets them off as fast as possible. So I think it's like 97 ticks a mob should normally be in if we can kill them as fast as possible, or with nether portals. And so this design pretty much achieves that. So we kick them off here, they'll spawn here, and it'll automatically kick them off within 2 ticks, and then it will take about 5 or 7 ticks, I think, to get down there. And then it will die, and its dying animation takes up the mob cap still and takes about, I think, I want to say 5 ticks, 7 ticks. So yeah, it's very efficient. We could also flush them into nether portals by just using a nether portal array at the bottom with block suppression and whatnot, but I'm not going to do that. Or you could just have nether portals here and then water flowing into them from either direction. That would work still fine. Or you could just put another portal in the middle. Really, it doesn't matter. But that would also do the white level, and then you'd have to put water in between, and then it gets tricky, and then you got to build as low as possible, and it just takes them. So this farm takes up about 2 sub-chunks, I think, and it has a roof here. So to make the roof, you would just go out 16 blocks from that corner block and 16 blocks from that corner block, and then link them up. And then this is your corner block, and that gets it to a white level of 0. And yep. So the minecart collection system is just minecarts. They run up on top of these hoppers, and if an item goes through, it detects it with the comparator and powers it through the slime block and unpowers the rail so that the minecart actually stops. So, and then it will start a automatic clock that is only activated when that happens, and they'll just go into the item elevator and get flushed all the way up. Now, by the looks of things, we've seemed to unloaded some hopper minecart chests, or hopper minecarts, not hopper minecart chests. Why did I say that? And yep, so it's just this farm and one other thing I want to show today. And the one other thing is quite crazy. I do have to say, I forgot a minecart there. So what's crazy about the next thing is it's about it's in the desert perimeter, and it is quite different from the last one that we had there, where it was opposed to being insanely tall and having a pretty big collection system. And yeah, so here I'm just going to turn this off so that I can go. So we turn that off, and that turns off the minecarts here. So we see the pistons will retract, and that just empowers all of the rails here so that all the minecarts will stop. On N112, they get glitched into the block like that, and that it's kind of cursed, but it goes away. And yep, so I'm just going to /kill myself and then go back to spawn so that we can view the desert perimeter. So I pretty much work on this world nonstop, and it's really fun. I like playing in the older versions just because there's different stuff than 1.16, and it's insanely less laggy. Like, there's zero lag whatsoever. I mean, there's definitely a lot of lag when you're doing what I'm doing, but you know, it's still manageable. All right, so the desert perimeter is just over here. So this is a different type of farm. I think I showed it maybe in the last episode. I don't remember. I don't think we have a farm for it yet. And it is quite different than the last one that was there. So the last one that was there, it detected when the mobs spawned with string and then just kicked them off with the piston. But this one is a little bit smaller, as you can see, and it is actually toggleable. And I installed a storage system, which is pretty fancy. So yeah, I guess we'll take a look at how it works. So up here, we have these spawning layers. It is four blocks thick, or 4 layers. So we'll take, let's say, a creeper. So this farm also doesn't work with spiders, sadly, so no string. But if a creeper were to spawn, you'll see he gets kicked off, and the TPS is kind of struggling here. And immediately, because of the tripwire, he will immediately get kicked off and fall down to his demise. And it works with the bottom layer too, so he'll always get killed. And this design does work with witches, which was kind of a downfall on my part. I think we could have made the collection system a bit better, but that's just me personally. We could definitely, and I probably will end up actually changing the way that this thing works, because all of these minecarts here are essentially useless. All we need is like 8 of them, and we just need to set up walls here so that the mobs will only fall down this one block instead of having all this and all these hopper minecarts and all this lag. So we're really going for lag protection, and here I will kill my PC by turning this farm on so that we can see just the full efficiency, and everything around here is spawn proof. If you're wondering, I don't know why you'd be wondering, but it is. So there we go, and we'll see all those lights turn off, and it's quite laggy because my PC is from 2010 and it's a piece of crap, and it sounds like a jet plane when you try to do anything besides run Windows 10. I mean, it doesn't, what am I saying? It runs Mac OS. It's not good. It's not a good computer. Saving up for a new one though. All right, so this is the system we have. It involves the same exact collection system that the last one did. It's just a little bit more manual. That's too short of a pulse. Okay, so here if I activate the minecarts, we can see the rates of this. This one definitely doesn't have as good of an interface as the spider farm, but I think it's still, you know, manageable for what it is. And all right, the minecarts should be coming back now, and we're going to see all the items come through here. They come in very large clumps, as you can see right there. They're just coming in clumps because of the item collection. It's not, you know, but here if I stand in the water stream, we'll see that I get littered with any type of drops you want in a couple seconds here. So there you go. We already have a stack of arrows. So this is our bone farm. We use this mainly for bones and whatnot. And yeah, it works pretty well. I'll show you the chests. I've only been running this for about maybe 10-20 minutes, so it's not filled up really that much. But we definitely have a good supply of bone meal now, so when we start to build tree farms, it'll work good. And yeah. So this farm works in the sense that it's super easy to build. And actually, this would still work in 1.16, so this is probably a really good build still to build in our present day. You could probably build this in Bedrock too. I'm not, actually, yeah, this is fully Bedrock compatible, I believe. So you have a tripwire with 3 string in between, and then you have a piston here with a piece of glass, piston here with a piece of glass, wall. Make sure that you have a wall here so that spiders can't fall and spawn and mess it up. Well, the pistons are extended or retracting, they could turn into block 36 and make spiders spawn. My bad, I have a voice of like a 10-year-old. My voice is awfully cursed. And then spiders could spawn, mess it up, and mob cap would get filled fairly fast. And then all you need is just blocks here, so when they spawn, they will immediately get kicked off and pushed to the center and then fall down to their demise. And as I said, all you have to do is just put up 2 glass walls and then 2 back walls, and then just put one of these minecart unloading systems, and it'll work just as fine. In fact, that's probably what I'm going to be doing for probably the next about hour or two, because it's such a simple fix. And yeah, I also want to show off some of the stuff that my friend ScubDub has been working on over here. So we have the little creeper statue at the front here. I think that looks pretty cool. We're going to do 4 of them across for the 4 mobs that spawn in here, but I don't know if it's worth it or not. So we got a pretty nice entrance. 2 identical buildings, almost. She refused to use world edit, so they're probably not exact. And then we have a marketplace over here, and everything in here is spawn proof, which is awesome, really amazing. And except for these grass blocks, I don't know, is that? Yeah, I added some flowers and lily pads over here. But yeah, it looks really good. And obviously over here that we're gonna have probably something else. I'm not too sure what this is gonna be. I had to come and carpet it up because it was taking up the mob cap because she forgot to spawn proof some of it. That's alright though, I forgive her, it's whatever. And yeah, so I'm going to be improving this for the lag because all the hover minecart entities is awful. And yeah, so hopefully the next time I make a video, I'll probably do it on the melon farm so that we can see all that in a pretty good frame rate, besides the one that we saw in the last server tour, which was on a screen recorder that was running off my computer, which was pretty bad. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I know my computer sounds like a jet in the background. If you're still watching, thank you. And yeah, see y'all next time.